G'day and welcome from Down Under for the SNC Round 1 Review podcast with me, Seeks44. That was truly awful. My actual real name is Jonathan Seekins and we have got Ben Milden with us again. Hello Ben. No, Ben's disappeared, he's obviously on the booze. So also we have with us this week Rob McEwan, League Organiser. How are you, Rob?
I am fine, thank you.
That is good to know. So obviously round 1 has just been and gone already, very quick. So what we're going to be doing basically is we are going to be reviewing last week's racing, then previewing this week's racing, and having a little bit of a laugh and joke at Rob and Ben's expense probably. So what we're going to go into first is the qualifying results. So Ben, would you care to read them for us?
Yeah, I'll read these because I did quite well at this. Gareth was first, not a surprise, for McLaren, 125.7. 2 tenths behind him in second place, Boldy for Mercedes. Good effort from him. Myself in third for the Red Bull. Bit of a surprise, I suppose. That's the best lap I did all week. Fourth for Gareth Williams in the Williams, 26.1. Andy in 5th for Mercedes, backing up Boldy there, 26.1. Dean in the Ferrari in 6th, 26.2. 7th was the reserve driver, Jeremy, in the Force India, followed by his teammate Chris in 8th. Wegster, that's Graham again, isn't it? In the Toro Rosso 9th. Some idiot in 10th. Clearly let the team down, second behind his teammate, no excuse for that. 11th was Two Spell Wizard in the Lotus, and in 12th, just Simple K. And then the rest of the results I don't have at this time.
Yeah, and 13th was me, and
yes.
And then 14th was F1 Dragon.
That's correct.
Yeah. So, Rob, how did you find the qualifying?
Terrible.
Yeah.
My lap was the first lap, and I just couldn't not cut corners for the rest of qualifying. So yeah, it was terrible.
Yeah, fair enough. So my reason for being so far down was had many technical issues before the race. Had to basically reset everything, even in qualifying. So I just cruised around basically. Yeah, but it was an 86 or something % chance of rain, so I did see that and adjust my setup for that. Yeah. Did you guys adjust at all, or did you not know?
I saw it, but I didn't really do anything other than change the wing.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I didn't do anything at all because I didn't know what a wet setup was because I hadn't tried it at all. So I just went, yeah, this one works. It will work in the wet, right?
Yeah, all I did was change the brakes. So that's generally what I normally do. So anyway, let's move on to the race highlights. So to start off with, we have got a side-by-side comparison for the start. We've got Ben and Dean, so 2 guys near the front. We also have different camera angles as well, which we'll get onto after this. So, are you ready to talk us through the start, Rob?
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, why not?
I was ready.
Okay, right.
Okay.
They started at the moving. Yeah, of course, Gareth disconnected, so it was all a mess. It's still a mess. We're with who? Yeah. Ben got tapped.
Yeah, I got a terrible start really. I was on the prime tyres, so I struggled to get off the line, and again, I don't really know which revs to pull and all that, so it was just a bit of a guessing game. But yeah, it was all a bit frantic in the first few corners.
Oh god, my start was terrible.
Yeah.
I just didn't move off the line, then got bashed a bit and held back.
Yeah, you seem to get a good jump, and then there's it's not a bad launch, and then a couple cars come, sandwich you, Two Spell Wizard, and it looked like just Simple or whatever it's called. Yeah, and then trying to get around the outside of the Lotus, no room there, and then there's a bit of a kerfuffle. I think that's the technical term.
Yeah, I managed to get past you on that incident, and then you kind of just followed my trail through. But onto the early lead battle now. We got Dean and Baldy. Yeah, so
you watching now?
Does anyone want to talk us through this?
So yeah, Dean struggled getting up to Steve. Well, caught up to Steve several times, didn't he? For the third lap, but just in the dirty air in this game, it's a nightmare.
Yeah,
and
so
for just
Dean's having a couple of attempts.
They were fighting away. Steve held the line, kept the inside. Yeah, Steve was fighting away. And then Dean just thought, dive into turn 1 on lap 5, went wide, came back on to hit him off.
Yeah. Ben, what do you think about that?
I just think it's amateur.
Fair enough. It started to rain during the early laps, and Ben, you came in a lot earlier. As you can see, I expertly held up Steve in the pits.
You're
good at that.
Yes, I came in early for Inters, basically because I was running out of tyres and I kind of needed to make a strategy call. So it was a lap early. It was about a minute probably to before the rain really came down a little bit. So I lost a lot of time. I lost about 2 or 3 positions.
So towards the end of the race, we had, I think it was most of the race, Gazza was in front, and then he was 20 seconds or so in front, and for some reason he had got a puncture. And then I think the team in the pits made
I still don't understand how that happened.
Made a big error, yeah. So that could have easily been a nice solid win for Gazza, but in the end it wasn't to be. So towards the end of the race, last 2 laps, we had a big incident with me, Dean, and Famous 5. So from Dean's clip, it looked like Famous 5 just stops, and then I just run into the side of him. But this is my footage now, so you can see my visibility. I can't actually see him at all going into the corner, and then bang, it's too late to kind of avoid him. Yeah, opinions?
I think looking at everyone's footage, it does look like Chris brakes. But on Dean's, he does stop dead and then just disappears and teleports down the road. I think the entry speed to that corner was vastly different from Chris to Dean. So I'm pretty sure he changes down a good 3 gears.
Yeah.
And on his screen, there was no incident. He doesn't get hit. He doesn't stop.
No.
On Dean's.
Yeah. So the final result at the end of the race, it did change after a couple of penalty decisions have been appealed. So, Rob, do you want to run through it?
Oh, hang on. Let me get back. I've just gone past it. Right. 1 second. Bear with me. Final results for Chris, taking a surprise victory. I think he was probably the most surprised out of everyone. You come in second because you were cheating. You've got a controller.
I can't help that.
A freak result.
And Steve came third, and he ran out of petrol as well on the last lap. 2-Spell Wizard, who I thought was on a controller because how fast he was.
He was.
He isn't.
He did finish second in the race, but because of his penalty, he got dropped down.
Yeah, no, he did a blinded race in the wet. And then Ben did a
carrying the team again.
Yeah. I got 6 because I finished 8. There were 2 penalties in front. Dean came 7th. Jeremy 8th. Gazza 9th with his slicks. Simple K 10th. F1 Dragon 11th, and Wegster 12th. I don't know what happened to Wegster there. He did okay.
Just need to add that Dean actually took 6th under appeal on his penalty. He got 1 removed, so he moved to 6th.
Me and him have swapped.
Moved your Tiger Ass back to 7th. So.
Yeah, well, if the 2 disconnects hadn't happened in the start, I would have finished 10th anyway, so it was pretty shocking for me, to be honest.
So overall, how did you guys find the race with the changing conditions?
Didn't prepare either, so it just wasn't pushing. Couldn't push. And I just felt underwhelmed and underprepared. But yeah.
Too much time really trying to find a dry setup to even have time to find a wet setup. So yeah, I need to work on having a bit more time really.
I did a little bit of wet practice. Obviously, by the sounds of it, it says I think I've done a bit more than you guys. But obviously with a controller it is a lot easier. Although generally I am pretty quick in the wet, so I wasn't too happy by the allegations. But anyway, yeah. Let's go on to a higher note. Let's move on to a higher note and the lighter side of the race. Mr. Ben Milden, it is you. Can you please explain to us why you were flying on everyone's screen? It even brought Rob to have a little bit of a laugh.
I was living up to my sponsor's name. Like Red Bull gives you wings. As you can see, I must have had one in my drinks bottle, and the car was literally jumping around the track. So, yeah, I mean, it's a new technique I've tried to perfect over time, and I think it may work for me. It saves tyre wear. You know, it's tyre wear. Basically, that's the only reason for it.
Fair enough. Yeah, so that was a very chaotic and interesting and the word I can't think of at the moment. Anyway, let's move on to round 2. So this weekend we're moving into Malaysia. Guys, what are your thoughts on the race and your predictions?
I've only practiced with Dean and Steve on Wednesday, I think it was, and they were both. Dean is just flying at the moment in quali, so I don't know. He's the one to watch, I think, still.
Yeah.
But other than that, I have no idea. I appear to be not as far back as I was in Australia. At least I was a good 2 seconds a lap slower, so I think it's a lot closer now. But I can't make any promises.
I think it's a lot closer at the front. So if some guy's not on form, like one of the lead guys isn't on form, he's going to find himself starting 5th, 6th. Whereas before they could easily be third or second or third or whatever. So I think the top lot are a lot closer, and there's a lot faster guys now. The new guys that are in there as well.
That's right.
Like Amari as well, I've been quite impressed with him in practice.
I think the new guys have gone over our expectations. I think they're a lot faster than, well, I know for me they're a lot faster than I expected them to be, which is a good thing. I think they're easily fitting in.
Yeah, it's just how we fit in at the start. I mean, we always have them at the start of the season with the first few corners and first laps. So once everyone kind of calms down a bit, because I'm dreading the first few corners, to be honest, Malaysia.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, so I know for me that I'm probably not going to be racing. But I have seen Dean, and he's very quick. Omari's very quick as well. I've not raced against Omari before, but he's definitely one to watch out for. And along with obviously Andy, Steve, and Gareth.
Yeah.
So my top 3 prediction is going to be. We'll go for Gareth to win. Dean second, Andy third. Gareth. Oh yeah. Go for Gareth. Mission.
Okay, Ben, your predictions for Malaysia?
I predict chaos at the first corner. Predict a close battle at the front, and I predict the top 3 to be no particular order because it's too close to call. Dean, Mari, and I think Gareth because he has to. Because he'd be disappointed with what happened last week. I think Andy would be in there. But it's not Andy's best track, if memory serves me correct.
Didn't he win last year, though? I mean,
I don't remember. I think some.
Was that his first victory? I can't remember either. I just seem to.
Yeah. But I just don't think he'd be in the top 3 for some reason. He'll probably prove me wrong now and win by 20 seconds. But
yeah. So yeah, the top 5 are close. I mean, I can't do a top 3. I can only do a top 5.
Okay, go with 5.
yeah. Like you said, basically Dean, Gareth, Mars, and the other Gareth and Andy in no particular order either. Anything could happen.
Where are we going to finish then? Do you think?
Behind them.
The awesome Red Bull. Awesome.
I'm hoping to beat you this time.
That's
And
not
hopefully
bad.
they all fight and hold each other up, and we can kind of make a bit of ground on them. And hopefully we don't crash into each other. Let's put that behind us now. Maybe.
You're number 2 driver, I told you.
Yeah, I did, but we're in Red Bull. Aren't we?
You're sending me on YouTube. Tiger. Anyway, yes. Yeah, I agree with that. That's fine.
Yeah, I'm just saying at least me and Dean can't take each other. Well, at least I can't take Dean out this week, so
Why? Because you're not here.
no, probably not.
I don't, yeah.
So if it's wet, then you can't complain this week.
I wasn't complaining
I didn't complain yet.
about you.
Yeah. Right, so let's go on to our last section. It's a new thing for the podcasts. I decided to add a little bit of fun in, and because we are a league and a community, thought we'd get to know some people a little bit better. So we're going to get 60 seconds with Rob McEwan.
Awesome.
So basically, it can be personal questions. It can just be really random questions. Yeah, so we're going to have 60 seconds.
Yes.
Let me just get my timer ready. Hang on.
60 seconds. Oh, and you're asking me questions, are you?
Yeah. Just there's going to be like short answer questions, basically.
Right.
So, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Hot or cold?
Cold.
Odd numbers or even numbers?
Silly questions. It's a tricky one. Odd or even? I'll have to go with odd.
Right hand or left hand?
Right hand.
Oversteer or understeer?
Oh, it's a treat. Understeer if I have to choose.
Skiing or surfing?
I've done neither.
No, fair enough.
Surfing.
Fast or slow?
Slow.
Wet or dry?
Dry.
What's your favourite animal?
At the moment, I'm glad you asked, actually. Glad you asked. At the moment, it'd have to be a zebra.
A zebra. Fair enough.
Tigers eat zebras.
Stripey. I'm going for sticking with the stripe.
What's your weapon of choice?
That would be tough.
And stop. Right. Okay. So that is a very quick 60 seconds. You got through a few questions.
People know me a lot better now.
Yeah, of course you do.
In-depth questions.
Yeah. So thought I'd just add a little bit of fun in there.
Yeah.
Just for the hell of it. So Ben, if you would like to do next week, or we'll get another someone else on it, and to interrogate them.
What's going on now?
How do you feel after being interrogated, Rob?
Yeah, I feel violated.
I think we know more about them now. We're more comfortable around them.
Yeah.
It's all become very clear now, isn't it?
Yeah. I said they were random.
Ass
Yeah,
or
you
boobs?
went wrong.
Sorry.
Yeah, that was one of the questions that I didn't get around to that one though.
What was that?
Ass or boobs?
Boobs or bums?
Yeah. Yes.
Fair enough. Right. So yeah, that is pretty much it. We're going to leave you with some of the best action that wasn't already in here. So have a watch of that. So next week we will be in Malaysia, wrapping up that. So thanks to Rob and thanks to Ben.
Sayonara.
And
Yeah, welcome.
thanks to whoever listened to this crap.
Yeah, I apologise.
Bad to do.
Okay, so see you later.
Right, bye.
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 want to kiss, some want to kick you. There's not an